opinion on the NBA draft. And with the 2 players I'm going to pick today, next team over, let's go to the Spurs. We're going to pick. I'll pick Manu Ginobili. There's a reason I'm going to pick these 2 teams, and I'm going to tell y'all these right now. Because I thought the Suns had the best draft the entire night. They did so good. They picked the players that they really needed to be a contender maybe, and possibly next year. Or maybe even rebuild themselves. Including the number 4 pick, who is Dragan Bender, power forward, with the number 4 pick. He has great shooting skills. He has the great size. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Dirk, and we all know how Dirk is in this league. He's really good. He's consistent, and there's a lot of things about him that make him really, really good. So I think that was probably the best pick by the Suns. Obviously, there was a ton of great picks made by the Suns that night, but in my opinion, that was probably the number 1 pick. Another pick that I feel like was a great pickup for the Suns, I think they picked up Tyler Ulis. No, it was Sky Levissery. I think that's how you say his name. He was that power forward from Kentucky. He was a freshman coming out. Some people underestimated him, and I feel like that's unnecessary. He was a great player in my opinion. He wasn't, like a lot of draft people said, he wasn't that great, but in my opinion, he did do a lot of work, and he did play his role in helping Kentucky get a pretty long ways again and again and again. Sorry for all the spin moves, guys. That's just my favorite move in the game, and I just like to press that move over and over and over until the opponent can learn how to stop it. Oh, give me that. But along with the other team, the San Antonio Spurs, I feel like they made a great pickup in DeJounte Murray from Washington, a 6'5" point guard. A lot of things make him great. His shooting obviously is not the best, but you know, he was pretty much a steal for these guys, and I feel like in the end they got the better end out of most of it. Like I said, Tyler Ulis earlier, he did go to the Suns. I thought he was part of the Sacramento trade, but he wasn't. One thing that people have really been complaining about with Tyler Ulis is definitely his size. Being a 5'10" point guard. I think he's a point guard. Yeah, he's a point guard. That is an issue for a lot of teams in this league, because it makes you wonder how he's going to handle himself and how that's going to lead up for a lot of small players that play. And he will probably be the smallest player that I've heard of in a long time, since Spud Webb, who I think was 5'3", and Mooksy, I think he was 5'3" too. But you know, I feel like these 2 are the teams that really did the best and what they needed to do. Another great consideration, I think, that ended up 3rd in my opinion, was the Philadelphia 76ers. They made a lot of great picks. Obviously going with Ben Simmons as their number 1 guy. I feel like Ben Simmons is he's really tall. He's really athletic for his height. He can move down the court. He can pass. He's really a great guy, and I feel like he was a good choice for the 76ers. If Embiid and Noel can stay healthy, I feel like this is going to be the best thing for the 76ers since Allen Iverson joined the team in '96, 20 years ago. Can this be the 20 years that a good draft pick comes through? Joel Embiid obviously was a great draft pick. Injuries have delayed him. Oh God, he got me. But if Joel Embiid can stay healthy, then I think the 76ers are going to have a great chance. I know they have a lot of... Can maybe pick up a consistent shooting guard. I feel like they'd be good. Maybe a consistent point guard. Find something for... I think Kendall Marshall is still on the team. Basically, that's how I feel about that. Let's go through the top 5. Brandon Ingram going to the Lakers, I feel like was a great pickup for the Lakers. Someone who can move the court. Someone who can... I think, as I last remember, they said Brandon Ingram was the number 1. Like, he had the best grade out of everybody in the draft because of his skill and his ability. He's probably the most likely to get to an All-Star game in his first 5 seasons. But he's great. He's 6'9", small forward from Duke. coming out as a one and done. I feel like he's a great player, and that's how I feel like the Lakers are going to pick up a lot of great people with the addition of Brandon Ingram. And, you know, that's about it for that pick. Another pick that I find a surprising pick for number 3 is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, I think, is a small forward out of California. I was very surprised that the team did not pick up Chris Dunn. I feel like if they do play Jaylen Brown, he probably could play the small forward position, and Jay Crowder could possibly play power forward, or they're trying to get a trade out of him for another great player. Because Jaylen Brown is young, Jaylen Brown is consistent, Jaylen Brown is good, in my opinion. But I feel like Chris Dunn would have been the better option. Can I hit that? Nope. Number 4 pick in the draft, like I've already said, Dragan Bender. He went way higher than I really expected, to be honest. And I find that they did a really good job in the pickup of him, needing a real power forward for the team. And picking up Dragan Bender was a great pickup in every way I see. But number 5, the Minnesota Timberwolves, picking up Chris Dunn with the number 5 pick. This is a pick I find, it's a great pick. You got a lot of people, a lot of guards on that team, including Rubio. You got Zach LaVine. You just got a lot of people out there who can really get that job done for them and can create also a lot of opportunities in the trading market. But the Chris Dunn trade, I think, was a good one. And let's go with the number 6 overall pick from the New Orleans Pelicans. They picked up Buddy Hield, a shooting guard from Oklahoma. He was a superstar. He had a great three-point shot. He was really consistent. A difference from him from the other 5 guys is who he was. He was a senior coming in. So he's a little bit older, a little more experienced in college than the other guys. But I don't thought that makes any difference. Next, 7th overall pick to the Denver Nuggets. We went with Jamal Murray, the 6'5" point guard from Kentucky. He's a good shooter. He's versatile. He's agile. He's everything you would want in a guard. So I feel like they made a great trade. Sacramento, who acquired the 8th pick from Phoenix, acquired Marquise Chris, who is a power forward from Washington. I feel like he was a great pickup for the Kings. One thing I find a little off about that, not off, but good, my fault. There was a great, oh god, oh man, I messed that one up. But Marquise Chris has a lot of athleticism. He's a big dude. He can get you away. He can rebound. He's exactly what they're looking for. Toronto made a great pick at number 9 with Jacoby Piatil. He helps. He's a great defender. He's everything you want out of a center. He helps Valanciunas. He creates a little more depth for Toronto. And finally, at number 10, we got Thon Maker. Definitely the underestimated person in this draft. That I found really, really good. He's a 7-foot power forward from Australia. He was basically a guy, he was probably a steal. That's very good steal. But Milwaukee made a great decision with him. They added their 6th guy of 6'10" or older. I mean, not older, but taller. And obviously, I'm a huge fan of Thon Maker in that decision. So basically, that's it, guys. I thought the San Antonio Spurs and the Phoenix Suns was the best options and did the best jobs in these drafts. But obviously, every pick was a good pick in my decision. There's some that could have been a little bit more thought out. But those top 10 right there were great. Some teams that I thought were pretty disappointing was, in some ways, the Utah Jazz was a little disappointing. I mean, yeah, they picked up great players. Some aspects, even though Boston had a lot of picks, sometimes they were a little disappointing. Fans were disappointed that they did not pick up Chris Dunn in comparison to Jaylen Brown. But, you know, I find the pick really good. I find that Jaylen Brown may be successful. There's a lot of people out there that are going to say Chris Dunn will be a little better. But, you know, I find every pick good. And I feel like these teams got exactly what they needed. They knew what they wanted to do. Some of them could have done a little better. But, you know, I think the Phoenix Suns and the San Antonio Spurs made the best selections with their picks, basically because of what they had and what they got. Well, that's about it, y'all. This was DMAC Attack with a NBA 2K16 Blacktop video, sharing y'all with the NBA draft news coming up shortly, I will have another NBA 2K16 Blacktop with news, in my opinion, on the Derrick Rose trade to New York. That's about it, y'all. D-Mac is out. Peace.